This is not a test. What you are witnessing is live radio 106.5 FM. And this is the Indieevo radio show with your host, Mitch Barnes, Kel G, Reek, and I am DJ KDL. Let's get into it.
Radio live on WPPM LP Philadelphia 106.5 FM and online at phillycan.org. Radio listen. Also on the app TuneIn Radio, you can search WPPM or Philly Can. Yeah, Kel.
Yes, sir.
Introduce the guest.
Today we got my man, good friend of mine from way back. We go far. My man Camari Ellis, the finance rebel.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on,
Mitch?
man?
What's going on?
How y'all doing?
You doing all right?
Got his Barry White on. Give him your social media info, for all the listeners out there so they can check up on you.
It's the finance rebel across the board. FINANCEREBEL. I had to think about it.
All right, so give the listeners a little background about yourself and what you're doing.
Oh, man. I've been doing finance, accounting, investments for the last 20 years. And over those years, I'm seeing not a whole lot's changed.
Yeah.
Especially with a lot of our people. So I guess one way we were going to talk about black wealth.
Right.
So I started talking about black wealth a lot. And it all stemmed, believe it or not, from me doing radio.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do radio on the other side of an AM dial. I had a show, and people always call out, well, what do we need to do? What do we need to do about the community? And I got thinking about it. Well, one thing we need to do is start pulling our money.
Yeah.
Second thing we need to do is stop spending our money stupidly. Third thing we need to do is start thinking about legacy and long term,
right,
and things like that. And I brought y'all up here doing what y'all doing because y'all got a movement going on right now. Y'all might not be getting paid what you want to get paid, but y'all looking at it from down the road.
Right.
And so sometimes you got to put that work in without getting a check. That's legacy.
Yeah, you're right.
You can pass it on to somebody else or be helpful to somebody else, and it might not be all about you, but it's about the community. It's about the fam.
Right.
So, I start talking more, I start writing more, I start doing more radio, and I found a lot of people agree with what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, fast forward, became a financial advisor, started doing some other investment type stuff. I found though, because my name is the Financial Rebel, right? I'm a rebel. You've known me forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tell me to go left, I'm going right. Somebody tell me to go up, I'm going down. That's just my natural nature. But I find that a lot of times in the investment world, the finance world, that people are giving bad advice.
Yeah.
And so I know you're affiliated with some of the folks out there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So where do you think that bad advice mostly come from?
To be honest,
yeah,
people want to make money.
No, I'm saying like family, friends.
Oh, well, that's all.
Stranger.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, where do you think the bad advice? Basically, who shouldn't you listen to?
So I know what you're talking about. So there is a lot of misinformation in our community.
Okay.
All right. So there's a family member of mine. I don't want to say who it is.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
allegedly,
they got a mortgge that they haven't paid in years. Right? It's the second mortgage, and he says, "Well, I got a first mortgage. I ain't gotta pay the second mortgage." I'm like, "Who told you that?" And they said such and such and such and such. And I said, "We fam, you never asked me that question.
Right.
I would have told you that's wrong."
Okay.
So now that person's in foreclosure. Hopefully I'll be able to do something, to help, but right. I don't know. But it's a lot of things floating around here. And I'm not blaming or judging anybody, right? Because when you look at our plight, when you look at our community, you gotta do all the history. Right. A lot of times people just want the here and now. They don't want to go back in the day. They don't want to talk about slavery. They don't want to talk about civil rights, but it all played a part in some way, shape, or form to what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And so when you look at all that, it makes sense why we in a condition we in to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But now we know better. We got more access. We got brothers on the radio. We got brothers on the internet, sisters too. And now we can do more things than we ever could before. But those people, how callous them out there, they still want to hold us down. So you got to be smart about things.
Yeah.
You got to be smart about it.
Now, what could somebody, like when you say bad advice or stuff like that, as far as investments, what could somebody look for? Like, if someone's giving you advice, what would you look for? Like, no, I shouldn't really, deal with what this guy is saying. Like, what are keys to look for or whatever?
Red flags, right?
Yeah. See, I'm a bit of a nerd too, right? I listen to what anybody is saying. I'm listening to what everything a person is saying to me.
Okay.
And when I hear inconsistencies, I jump all over them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm trained, right? I do this, I read this, I live it, so it might be not as hard. But when you feel, I think a person can feel when a person is just out for a check.
Yeah.
They try to rush through the project.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody trying to rush through something, most times, 9 times out of 10, they trying to sell you a bag of goods.
Yeah.
If it's too good to be true, like I can make all this money and I've never lost money.
Right.
BS. Everybody loses money at some point, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Even the dope boys on the corner tell you that's just a life we live.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta roll with it. That don't change. That's around the world. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody loses money at some point. When Bernie Madoff got locked up, he was out for a long time because they thought his performance was just that good. He was making that much money for folks.
Yeah.
It was like, no, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Everybody loses money at some point, or something happens
Right.
at some point.
Yeah.
So, again, if it sounds too good, run away from it. Run away from it.
Right.
Yeah, like on social media, give me $200 and I give you
Yeah.
$2,000.
Or the Nigerian boys send you the emails. Like, I got $5 million for you.
Oh yeah.
You send me $500.
Yeah, don't joke.
Really? That
what?
sounds a little
Okay.
weird, bro.
Yeah. So basically, if it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it is. And I heard somebody was telling me, never trust anyone that's trying to sell you something. Would you agree to that?
Well, that's kind of hard, right? Because we all do sales.
Okay.
Some way, shape, or form. Even you up here on the mic, and you push it in the arts. So sometimes that term sales gets a bad rap.
Okay.
Everybody's selling, right? Even when I don't know if y'all married or what, you had to sell your lady to get what you was. It was a sales process. Right?
Yeah.
That's what my inspector said one time. 'Cause I was like, she went to college and never used her degree. I hope she ain't listen, she probably get mad. But anyway, he was like, what? He said, what she went to school for? I said, marketing. He said, what you talking about? She marketed herself to you, didn't she?
That's right.
I looked at him like,
She ran the game down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely. So, I mean, I think we can tell like a snake oil salesman at the used car lot. No, this used car folks, but
right.
sometimes they want to sell you a lemon. They got that reputation. But also, check people's resumes.
Yeah.
Right.
See where they've been, see who they know, see who they connected with, see if they stand up people. I mean, that really ain't that hard.
It's a little easy now with the internet and
Absolutely.
stuff. Right.
But you got those folks on the internet that make
good.
their life look like they party hard.
Yeah,
every
right,
day.
right.
And they
Yeah.
all like, no, I ain't got no problems. I'm on the beach today.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah. Now, what about the thing I hear about investing in black banks? What is your opinion on that?
I think we gotta invest in all black everything, like Jay said.
Not just banks, you saying?
Not just banks.
Everything.
Banks are a part of it though, right?
Okay.
So just to run it down, black folks in America spend about $1.2 trillion a year. All right. Now we got black folks around the world, right? We have the most money out of all black people around the world in Africa, Haiti, wherever you can think of, there are black people. We have the most amount of money out of all those folks.
You mean American blacks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we have a lot of money, but we don't use it the right way. And there's some other factors in there too. But yes, we have to bank black. It's very important to bank black. Banks are the cornerstones of our community. If we have a strong black bank, we can have higher home ownership. If we have a strong black bank in our community, we can have more small businesses being created. I have a relationship with the black bank here in Philly. It's called United Bank of Philadelphia. A lot of people don't realize we have a black bank here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
There's one right there. Nah, I don't know what. Never mind, go ahead.
With Positive Avenue.
Yeah, you said it.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
go
it.
ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to give nobody a commercial plug.
Yeah, you right.
I don't want to get in trouble. But we have a black bank here. There's a lot of black banks. I believe there's about 23 nationwide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if you look at a lot of the other banks, what I call PWI, predominantly white institutions, they have historically a lot of times done malicious and bad and heinous things to the black community.
Right.
So if you look at the whole mortgage debacle, real estate debacle we had a couple of years ago, no, that wasn't a legend. That's facts.
I'm just gonna say that though, legend right there.
It's facts in the air. They're getting sued left and right. But a lot of that was directed towards the black community. Right? So everybody can't avoid doing business with what I call PWI Bank or a white bank. But it's in our best interest to try to bank black as much as possible.
Okay.
It's in our interest to try to do business with black folks as much as possible. And I ain't even on no racist type thing. Every other community does this. The Jews do it, the Koreans do it, everybody does this. They all understand that they got to take care of home first. But we don't.
Right.
You know, the Nation of Islam said a long time ago, do for self. We got to do for self because ain't nobody else going to look out for us.
Right.
When you look, and I ain't trying to take over y'all shit.
No.
It's good.
Something I'm passionate about.
You good?
When Dr. Martin Luther King marched on Washington in 1963, black unemployment was double that of the national average, basically, of white folks, right? What do you think it is today?
Probably the same.
It's still double. So we talking 50 plus years where
That's
ain't
crazy.
nothing moved.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of has changed. You know, I don't want to paint the picture that folks are still getting lynched every day. They still getting lynched, though.
Yeah.
Mentally lynched now.
And physically, but mentally and physically. Good
Right.
point there.
Okay.
But things are a lot better. Y'all had the brother on just now that's doing this
Young
thing here
boy.
in Philly.
Dub, yeah.
Dub. Good music, but his hustle game's right.
Yeah.
He talking about he doing everything himself, but he's making sure he's staying relevant.
Right.
He's using all these social media platforms. Sadly, a lot of our OGs is like, I can't get on that Facebook. I can't get on that Twitter. I'm not to do that stuff.
Better learn.
But it's millions of dollars being made. I know some of these cats, there's millions of dollars being made
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
on the internet, whether it be social media or whatever, Amazon or whatever. So we got to learn the game. The opportunity's there. And then we got to take that money and put it back in our community. Like Ross said, buy black to block.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, before you said also, you used to do a music blog and stuff too, right? Yeah, blog.
No, I had a hip hop blog. I love
Okay.
hip hop, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know that.
Yeah.
I added
I'm
you
like,
to the room Hip Hop Tuesday. Shout out to the Hip Hop Tuesdays crew.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with a brother who was one of the original members of 100X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my man Preem. We stopped doing it. I was having issues at my office at the time. SoundCloud was taking our stuff down because we was playing music. We had the rights to it. I needed a radio station like this.
So hold on, SoundCloud. How was this recent? Because I know that they let you monetize your music on SoundCloud now.
Well, it wasn't mine. So like, we wasn't doing all indie, but we would play like stuff that everybody ain't listening to. Like we might play, what's the brother down? Snackdown.
Master P, somebody?
No, not Master P, but
a South artist.
a South artist. Because
Okay.
a lot of times, East Coast folks, we got an East Coast bias.
Right,
Like,
right.
We won't admit it, but all we want to hear is Jay Nas, maybe a couple other cats. We're
Right.
not really checking for some of the down south folks. Andre Drake Stacks is a dope MC.
Yeah.
Right? Scarface is a dope MC. Even Rick Ross, Fat Boy can rap. Right? But
Yeah.
a lot of times, we got a bias towards Southern rappers. But we would play anything new that came out that wasn't necessarily indie.
Okay.
But might have been indie.
I got
but
it.
might have been unplayed.
They jumped on y'all, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So, but we would talk about everything. We said we talking about hip hop. We talking about the world through the hip hop lens. Because you can talk about everything in the world through hip hop. Hip hop has changed the world.
Yeah.
To me, hip hop has probably done the best thing for race relations right now.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, they got Wu-Tang and KRS-One being celebrated in Japan.
Yeah.
Like I remember up in Millersville, right, when Black Thought was up there.
Yeah.
I got the meeting one time, and he was just rapping. He wasn't even on yet.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of find out they got to go to Germany to get put on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And to me, the Roots still don't get enough love in Philly.
Yeah, they don't.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, in certain aspects of the industry, they don't, as far as musically, they still got that label like.
At first or
band.
now?
I still feel now they don't get a lot.
Wow.
I don't hear a lot of their spins on major radio outlets for their new music. They always putting out joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you could argue that
They internationally known though.
they are.
As a band.
But that was their, I don't want to say gimmick because it's not a gimmick. That's
I understand. They probably
that was their
forced to
lane.
that. Yeah. Okay.
But Thorne is a spitter. Like
No, he is.
And they got good songs, but a lot of times they don't get put on the radio. A lot of times.
Yeah.
And they put on a lot of people.
But you know what's thorough? They had a picnic every year.
They do.
Yeah.
And that joint's expanding to Brooklyn now.
Oh yeah?
They do too.
Yeah,
There's
so-
one here and one in New York now.
And that's the thing, like a lot of artists, sometimes you have to find other lanes to do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that picnic been going on for a while and it's big, and now you saying it's going to New York, like
That's major.
that's major.
And everybody in the industry.
Now Lil
love
Wayne,
it.
did it come? Did it come yet? Or was it this month? Or
It's
last month?
June.
June. Oh, June. Okay.
June,
Yeah.
I think they do it June here in October in New York.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope.
Indieevo Radio every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. live on 106.5 WPPM LP, Philadelphia.
So yeah, so like another thing I want to talk to you about, like when we got in the whole lane about the music or whatever, like, you know, artists doing their craft and, you know, trying to promote their music and making it a business.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, again, I was impressed with y'all last. You know,
Dub. Shout out to my man Dub.
I was really impressed by him because he gets it.
Yeah.
Right. He knows he has to constantly make music.
Confident, yeah.
He's confident exactly, and he knows he's got to put it out.
Yeah.
You got some artists, man, they making music and they just sitting on it.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Please don't. I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get to that.
Like, what you doing? Put it out.
Yeah.
I mean, whacking. I mean, because the other thing is, some artists, they shouldn't be artists, right?
Yeah.
The fastest way to find that out is put it out to the market, and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Because I heard one of y'all say you can't always go to one of your friends.
Yeah, I said that.
Because they lied to you, because they do.
Yeah,
Out of love.
family
Like,
and friends. You
I mean,
cannot.
it's
You
love.
can, but you really can't.
Yeah.
They not gonna say it to you, yo, that joint's trash. And you know what's crazy about that? Like, I struggled with that for a while, but I feel as though if somebody asks me my honest opinion, I gotta tell them.
Yeah.
I ain't helping them if I sit here and lie to you.
Right.
And I don't get into the trash and not trash. I'll get into the beat banging, the hook banging, but
Yeah,
the lyrics this.
give 'em
The
a real
lyrics,
opinion.
the lyrics tight, but you take too long. Like, all right, listen. With me and with a lot of people, man, with artists, we just gonna get to artists real quick. If you ain't got somebody head banging in the first 15 seconds, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Now I know some people got like this new style. They like let the joint rock for like a minute. You know what I mean? But and before they really get into it. But the only people that really mastered that was like Wu-Tang. You know, the beats banging so bad. It's just like you.
But that was a nostalgia play, though, right? Because they doing Kung Fu Theater. They
Yeah.
some of the old
And
R&B classics.
and they building up to it. It's
Yeah.
coming in. But now, whereas though the artists they come a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
This your favorite artist today. Tomorrow somebody drop a verse. That's your favorite verse. Next week these bulls rocking. You rocking with them. This chick then drop this song. You got to catch the listeners or the consumers' attention within 15 seconds. Period. So
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you is as far as with the like the music, the artist and the business. Do you believe that it's some good, really good artists out here, but they just can't? They not business people. You kind of understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And someone that's a real good artist, and they get their stuff mixed, mastered, they rocking, but they don't have that business sense. Well, they might not even want it. They just want to be an artist. What would you say? What would you advise them to do? They good, but they need business.
They good, right? So,
But they're not business minded.
So I think a lot of artists have brought into this idea that if you're an artist, you don't have to make money.
Oh yeah.
And I hear
Yeah.
I hear Jay talk about it that a lot. That's not true.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of times people buy into these stories, right? But cool.
Yeah.
Let's ride with it. You're not
Okay.
you're not a good business person. You don't understand contracts. You don't understand studio time. You don't understand none of that.
Yeah.
You just know you just want to go and rock.
Right.
You got to find somebody that you trust and that's qualified to help you on the business side.
Yeah. That was a good word. Qualified.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's really serious.
Yeah.
Because
Uncle Jim, just because he know everybody in the city and he go to all the clubs, he slap all the hands and he get you in free and he got all the ice in the cars and he got that bread, don't mean Uncle Jim is a good manager.
Right. Yeah.
a lot of times cats want to put their homies on, but I think if you look at LeBron and what he did with his peoples, right? His homie went to college.
Right.
And so he got his homie ready. His homie saw what was going on. His homie went to college, figured it out, and said, you know what, I'm going to be right here. And LeBron hired all his peoples.
Right.
I mean, LeBron is a business owner, right?
Yeah.
He said they're gonna handle LeBron the brand or brand LeBron, whatever it's called.
Gotcha.
And so, but the guy got ready, and then they just went to the next level.
Right.
A lot of times we don't get that shot. I mean, no diss, right? But we look at a cat like AI probably needed somebody around him, and I'm using AI. He's a basketball player.
I agree
But
with
AI,
that, man.
AI hip hop, right?
Yeah,
All
I
day.
agree with you.
So AI probably needed somebody that he respected. I'm not saying he didn't or he did. But
Yeah, I read an article that
outside.
he did. Somebody did. They put some bread up for him when he turned a certain age.
Right.
He getting
Well, he getting that 50.
alleged. Yeah.
Right. But he blew through a whole lot.
Yeah, he got a whole bunch more than that.
He blew through a whole lot. Thank God they put that bread up for him. And I believe his wife was behind that.
Okay.
And she been a rider for him. She was day one with him for a long time. And you know, they still together and they went through a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Black Love.
Yeah, right.
But you know, you gotta have somebody that you trust and that's qualified. That's really able and capable to handle the business.
Right.
And don't want to be don't want to be an artist like you. They gotta have a whole different mind.
You about to drop the shit line.
They don't want to be dancing all over your videos. No, not really. Though. I mean, I'm just playing for real though. But
Yeah. But
you
that's
really want,
serious,
you
though.
really want someone that's just gonna be focused on the business.
Yeah, because I mean,
not distracted by the,
I mean,
the light.
if you think about Chris Light, he was in a couple of videos, but
Yeah.
I ain't heard nobody talk bad about Chris
No,
Light.
he was about his business, man.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like, you ain't never seen really,
Right.
in the video. You seen him here and there,
Right,
like
exactly.
you said.
Right,
Yeah.
but he wasn't dancing on
Yeah.
videos, and that's no diss.
The
Puff
yeah,
or Jermaine, supposedly.
yeah, that's their lane. They could do that. They
Or
could dance.
Danny, you know.
Yeah, probably be dancing in the business room like.
Yeah.
And still handling the business like.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but artists nowadays got to realize that this is their time.
Yeah,
They don't need no middleman. They don't need nothing, but they gotta be willing to keep that bread right.
right.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of it is, out the trunk or hand to hand, so they not paying no taxes on it. But as soon as they start to get some steam,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand gonna be knocking.
Yeah.
So
And they gotta treat it like a business.
Right.
Like a lot of them don't think that. Like you said earlier, like people just want to rap, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like this is the music business.
Right.
You gotta treat it like a business. If you operate like a business, then you can see some returns before a big return.
Right.
So
Right.
like
but honestly, there's a lot of cats who's made it off of streaming, being on iTunes and a couple other platforms, and they can make a good amount of money. They may not be Drake or Jay or Nas, but some of them can knock down 6 figures pretty easily if they're talented and they got their business together.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
6 figures ain't nothing to laugh at from a shorty that's been on the blocks moving rocks. So
Right.
Yeah.
I think you gotta look like I'm a big Joe Buttons fan, right? I
Right.
can say big, but I'm a Joe Buttons fan. That dude hasn't really had any major successes except for Pump It Up.
Yeah.
But he's still relevant. Now, he's genius because he knows how to maneuver social media and regular media. But he does a lot of local stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
You know what's crazy? To keep it 100 with you, Joe Buttons was the first person I ever seen making money off the internet, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I read an article. He had a laptop in front of him. This was foreign to me. I'm like, this Joe Buttons, you're supposed to be on stage.
Yeah.
But the whole article was about how he went from, I guess, allegedly falling off to, no, he on the internet making this. He's still on the internet. They got a podcast.
He was
Like,
the first one really
Yeah.
doing that podcast.
Okay, so
he
yeah.
was loving hip hop before loving hip hop.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I'm sure y'all saw the Jim Jones interview with Flex.
Yeah.
Jim said that was his idea.
Oh yeah. That messed me up right there.
And-
I'm looking like what?
But his paperwork, he didn't get the contract.
Yeah,
right.
something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that go back to the business. You gotta have your business right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cause that's one thing I'm learning, and I've been learning this a long time ago. You can't sit here and say all right, like Jim Jones was on Love and Hip Hop. Jim Jones fall off. He got to be on Love and Hip Hop. No,
Yeah.
he created the joint.
Yeah.
So don't be quick to say somebody fell off. You don't never know what they doing.
Yeah.
I found that out because I was looking at a special one time. And it was Tone Loc was on there. What's her name? Roxanne Shante, you know, the dark skin one.
Yeah.
A couple of
The
them.
raw one.
Yeah, that's when she got, you know.
She got a movie coming out too.
Listen, and then the whole documentary was about like what they doing now.
Mm-hmm.
They was eating, and if you would have came to me and told me Tone Loc didn't fall off, I would have punched you in the face because you would have been lying to me.
Yeah.
Tone Loc do a bunch of
But
voiceovers.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying is, it's not a major point of issue. But look, don't be quick to talk about who fell off and who's doing this and who that.
Right.
Because people be behind the scenes getting that bread, man.
Yeah.
What you think? Look, you thought Nori was gone, didn't you?
Look at Nori.
You thought Nori was gone.
I'm happy for him. You know, he
No,
really
honestly,
doing his
People
thing.
didn't realize Nori was doing a bunch of reggaeton and a bunch of
Yeah, he was. I remember.
He killed that reggaeton.
Yeah, he kind of created it a little bit.
Yeah,
Didn't he?
he kinda
Like,
did,
Yeah.
And then now he got the Drink Champs, and now they on Revolt TV.
Yeah.
I
Nori,
got-
But I bet you if you'd have said brought Noriega name up in that dry spot where we ain't hear from you,
Yeah.
but Noriega, they done fell off.
Uh-huh.
You be arguing with a young boy, they done fell off, they wasn't nobody.
Yeah.
Well, the young boys think everybody
Tell,
fell off.
Yeah.
tell Nori that right now. He chilling with Puff drinking on champagne, talking about take that money to the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nori funny, man.
then he teamed up with the DJ. What's the boy DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ FM.
Yeah.
And you know they gotta have their business somewhere along the line. They got their business straight, man.
Yeah. No, they
They
moving.
rocking with Puff now.
They business is definitely straight. But that just goes to show, right? So I do podcasts too. And I just want to keep it 100. A lot of black folks don't necessarily listen to podcasts.
Right.
We
Right.
will
They
listen.
getting into it now, though.
Getting into it now.
With the
But I was a
Drink Champs,
little
man.
early too. But we listen to hip hop podcasts. We listen to comedy podcasts, and some other, maybe some political podcasts. But it's a great medium for a lot
Yeah.
of guys to get into.
We got a
Even
podcast
y'all.
too, but I don't know if we allowed to talk about that, Joe. I'm gonna ask the station manager when I get a chance.
Why can't you talk about your podcast?
I don't know.
You gotta get your business,
You know
you gotta
what?
get your business right.
Yeah, you gotta get up
Yeah,
there.
I got business right first. But yeah, we got a podcast and we in an app and we on the major outlets, but we ain't gonna talk about that right about that. We
Not
gonna
yet,
I would
yeah.
talk to them about that. Cause I don't know, like you know what I mean.
Well, y'all both are artists too. You know that, right?
Oh yeah,
Even though
I'm
you
artist.
say you're not an artist.
No, I'm
you-
artist at
you're
heart. I'm artist at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I started out. I used to, spit and all that. And then, I'm glad you brought that up because that was an issue I wanted to about the, since I've been doing this, it's been a couple months now, and we having a strange problem of people that's been in the business way longer than us, and I got a problem with them sending their music in edited. But I'm like, when we was going in the studio, I was a young boy. I was a vice president in A&R suspense recorder. Remember that, Kelly?
Yeah.
And I used to, this when DAT tapes was out. This how long ago it was. I did not leave the studio. I repeat, artists, listen to what I'm saying. I did not leave the studio. I was in early 20s. I did not leave the studio unless I had my dirty version, my clean version, and my instrumental. Let me say that again.
Now
I
tell
did
them.
not leave the studio without my DAT tape, without my dirty version, my clean version, and my instrumental.
Now tell them why you did that, though.
Because I was thinking bigger. I think like, this is why I did it. If this dirty version pop off and somebody asks me to turn this clean version, I don't gotta go back to the studio or chase down the engineer and them. I got it right here. Now, if somebody asks me to do a show, I got my instrumentals. How do you leave out of a studio? Dub gave us a prime example. I mean, of course,
His
different
was special.
circumstances.
His
was
But
special.
yo,
Yeah.
get y'all stuff. Don't leave them studios until them engineers and them editing people get y'all what y'all pay for, man. Ain't no coming back tomorrow and all that, man. We need this before we leave. I might not be living tomorrow. That's how I look at stuff.
You gotta treat it like
You
a
know what I
business.
mean?
Again, it's the music business. Like, just thinking one way is not going to get you out there. Just because you got a hot song on the internet or something like that, if you want to get it to other platforms, you got to be prepared for it. It's business,
business, man.
That's
But think about it like this: your music, right, is intellectual property. It's an asset.
Right.
It's something that can be monetized.
Passed on to your kids.
Right. I mean, think about Michael Jackson's family. Now, Mike's the exception, but his music, all those masters he owned, are assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the artist got to think like this is an asset. It may not have any market value right now,
Right.
but I don't know what's
You
going
never
to happen
know.
in the future. Right.
They blow up. You
Yeah.
it's tangible. Put that thing in the safe, man. And
Now, how many dad tapes did Jay-Z probably lose over the years? That if somebody found them right now, in Northern Light. I mean, there will be some licensing issues, of course.
Yeah.
But you could put them joints out on the internet real quick, and they would make some bread. Right. And it took Jay a long time to get on. Like, people talk about Jay-Z in 1986, Reasonable Doubt. No, Jay-Z was 88, 89 with Hawaiian Sophie. Right? So when you think about it, this dude has been out just as long as Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, and the likes. So you find some of his old stuff when he wasn't popping. Because it's been a long time to get on.
The fast rap.
He might buy it off you.
Right, exactly.
The fast rap he used to do.
You know, there are no overnight successes.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of these, but you know what, a lot of these young artists don't get that. They don't see the years behind the work. They just see the person on TV.
Indieevo Radio, every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. live on 106.5 WPPM LP, Philadelphia.
I think I would tell artists, because
You get
I'm hearing some artists talk about now, they know they worth. So they don't want to do nothing for free. And I'm like, just like you said, they don't do open mics. Man, you need to go everywhere you possibly can and showcase your work.
Right.
I mean, Biggie was giving out his CDs for free. He said because he wants everybody to know he's honored.
Yeah.
That's the fastest way to get it to him.
Yeah.
You know, so to go
Puff
out
was
there
salty
and
at
run. Yeah.
Puff was
Like,
salty. His first album, Big was giving it out.
Wow.
He was in Brooklyn giving tapes out of
for free.
He said Puff found out, like, what you doing? Like,
You selling everything.
You got to cover profits. But people don't realize, man, like, if you got that buzz, that movement, that push, that's worth more than a daggone CDs.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Dame Dash, right? I think Dame is a genius, but he'll even tell you that he was a bit hot-headed, a bit arrogant years ago. But he talk cats all the time. Merch,
Yeah.
merch,
Yeah.
and merch, right?
Yeah.
So,
and you know what's crazy? Like when we all on the outside looking in to them stories of the the Rockefeller days, and they always made Dean seem to be the bad guy. 1, 2, they always made it seem to be bad because he was trying to do so much stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look at how today is now. You gotta, like even with the 360, you gotta do a lot of stuff to really get your bread. You just gotta keep your overhead low. You can't just go one. You know what I mean? You gotta be business minded about it. But they was always faulty. Dame was trying to do too much, or he would say, "I'm getting Armadale and this and all this stuff." But now his model that he was doing back in the day fits today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It fits today, and that's how you gotta do it. I'm not telling nobody to do too much, but you gotta utilize all these outlets that you can. You know what I
Dame
mean?
was able to do that because he had qualified people around him.
Yeah.
Biggs was qualified to run Rockefeller while Dame was running Rockefeller. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta build that team. You gotta build that team.
Yeah. And that leads to what I was saying about how you gotta have that one man or them couple people that like Baby and Slum. You don't see nothing from Slum.
Never.
Dame and Biggs.
Yeah.
Biggs was handling that business. And now that social media is popping so much, you starting to hear them interviews like, what?
Yeah.
You was doing this what you was doing all that time?
Yeah.
You was doing the marketing and this and okay, y'all wasn't just spending this money and tricking and having this jewelry.
Well, they was.
Yeah, they were.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Like they was really handling their business, man. We only seen we seen the visual of the flash part.
Yeah.
You know something that Dame said that stuck in my head? He said Dame had said he used to spend, like he'd get an artist, he would spend $10,000. I'm not gonna say a day. He said a day, a week, something like that. A month, $10,000 a month just to have the press or whatever. That's what they call like the press.
PR.
PR. There you go. Spend $10,000 a month just for PR. Like you my artist, I'm spending $10,000 on your PR. They follow you around, they snap it, they put it in the paper, and he said that's bringing you $100,000 just to have you, just to have you in front of them cameras and in them newspapers and in these blogs all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with this social media now, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta really spend that much money. I'm not sure, but you don't have to spend that much money. You got your own cameras, you got these phones, and you got the share button is vicious now. You know what I mean? You can share that joint, put share, that you got 4 or 5 options of other media outlets that you sharing this joint on. Matter of fact, I hate to get off subject, but listen, if you got a homie or friend or family member that's in some type of business or entertainment and all that, and you can't move your thumb and push the share button and maybe move it 4 more times to share on some other media outlets, you ain't real. You don't need to be their friend. Just get off social media and sit down. You know what I mean? Then y'all don't know. I don't know how smart y'all is, but you put something up there. I got, not me, but I may say about allegedly put a book up there. I seen that y'all viewed it 153 times. Y'all viewed it 153 times, but y'all only liked it 2 times or 4 times or something, and 2 shares. So why would your friends or these people in your social media, little group, they gonna view your joint, you they man, they gonna view your joint 153 times, like it twice, 1 share. But if you put you up there punching somebody in their face, you gonna get 500 likes, 3,000 shares, and everybody gonna comment on it, and they gonna be your friend.
Well, there is a reason for that.
Let me know, brother.
All the social medias, basically Facebook dominates, right? Because you talked about Instagram earlier.
Right.
Facebook is an algorithm on them, right? So, but to your point, you are right. But people will like that fist punch video faster.
Yeah.
So it shows that it's relevant. So what Facebook does, they don't show all your stuff to everybody. You can have 1,000 friends on Facebook. They only showing it to about maybe 50 people at a time. But then if they see that post is hot, then they'll let it rip to maybe 500 people.
Wow.
And so you gotta always be playing that game. Like, I'll be honest, I think artists should also spend money advertising on these social media platforms.
Yeah.
It's cheap as, well, even not just artists, business owners in general.
Yeah.
It's cheap as hell, and the way you can target folks is crazy. So if my man was talking about getting artists, getting shows in Atlantic City, I think that's what he said, I would run an ad targeted at people in Atlantic City so they can see it.
Right, before you get there, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And
then the promoters will see it possibly, and then they'll start reaching out for shows possibly. It's like any ad campaign. It's a risk involved, but that's one way to be smart about it when you ain't got to be going back and forth to AC trying to build relationships.
Yeah.
All right, my last question for you, Camari, before you roll out of here. The simplest way you can tell someone how to start investing.
The simplest way, so if you work at a job and you have what's called a 401k plan, you might hear a term called 403b. Start with that if you work a job.
Okay.
You can take the money right out of your check and you never see it.
Yeah, you won't miss it.
The biggest problem is a lot of people don't realize cats got what I call a spender's disease.
Yeah.
They love to spend, right? They don't care. They get some money in their pocket and they hide to try, and they ready to go. So I would take the money first. If you don't have a 401k, set up like an account with like a Capital One. Have the money come out the day you get paid, so it don't sit in there too long, and just start taking small increments, $25, $50 a week, because I get hit with, or I can't invest, or investing is only for rich people. That's all lies.
Yeah.
Right. You really only need about $25 a month.
Check or something every check.
Yeah, to get going. And if you do that and you develop a habit of saving / investing on a regular basis, you'd be surprised what can happen.
Yeah.
I had a lady, I never met her, but I had a lawyer who was closing out her estate. So I had to go back through and catalog all her stuff. So this lady brought stock, I forget what stock it was, systematically, monthly, since 1968 up until now. And she had over $1 million portfolio. And you're talking about maybe $100, $200 a month. So with the savings and the stock price went up, she made a mint.
So how old was she when she?
I'm not sure. When she died, I think she was maybe 70-ish. Okay. So I guess you can say she started in her 40s, because this happened maybe about 5 years ago.
Wow, about 30 years.
Yeah. And it's never too late, man. You can start early. The other thing
the earlier you start, the better.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what would you say about people investing money, say, for their kids? Like you got 2 years old, 3 years old. Would you would you advise someone to invest something, like, I don't know how you would do it, but like put something up for them for college or something?
I'm a backtrack on that because I was about to say something directly related to that.
Okay.
Right? Because I get a lot of people to say, I want my children to learn about money.
Yeah.
How can I teach my children about money? I tell them, you learn about money. All our kids learn from us, they sponges. And then you can start having conversations.
They see you on that computer with them stocks and going into this bank, and they ask you, what you doing here? And that mean your daughter,
Yeah, I mean, investing isn't as hard as mainstream media makes it out to be.
Okay.
Right? Kel got on Nikes.
Make you think like you gotta be rich, huh?
I got on Nikes. What you got on? You got on
work boots. Came straight from work. I mean, tell y'all that. Y'all think I'll be grinding. I've been up since 5:30 since I go ahead.
We can go anywhere, any bar, any school. Cats got on Jordans.
Right? Yeah.
Why not own some stock in Nike? Right?
Never thought of that.
Why not own a piece of that business that takes so much money out of our community?
That's crazy that you
and
say
gives
that.
no money back to us at all.
That makes sense. I know some people, they get 2-3 pair when they come out. Get 2 and take
Range.
that other $500 and
they get fresh.
and invest it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can do that. Buy one pair and buy one stock. Start with one stock.
Okay, now.
So, but I'm going to answer your question. Right? So, if you know your kids like Nikes and they like to get fresh, or Jordans and they like to get fresh, buy them a share of stock. You can do that.
Now I'm gonna take the interview back full circle. Now, is there any way to how can I put this? Those companies is well known. We don't know who to own them. What about investing like stocks into like black owned businesses and stuff like that? Is that something that goes on, or that's
it is. So like, I don't know if I can say it, but I'm gonna say Radio 1 will start about black.
Allegedly, I guess I don't know. we ain't measuring them. We just can't measure them. But go ahead.
No, but that was started by Kathy Hughes. Right?
Yeah, a sister, right?
Yeah, it was started by Kathy Hughes. Now that company is publicly traded.
Right.
Right. So anybody can buy that company. Matter of fact, they got a deal with the TV One partnership. They do work with Comcast. And I've been meaning to do a whole list of black publicly traded.
Right, and I'm glad you put that up.
It's not a whole lot of them, though.
Yeah, and I'm glad you put that up because I read an article about her, and she had got turned down by like a crazy amount. I just want to put a number out there. Say 13 banks before that one bank told her a year. Because they like a sister, she trying to get in the radio business. You crazy? They ain't giving you no money with this hair-brain scheme. But I've said that to say, whatever you do, man, you gotta be persistent and you gotta do your research. And it's easy to do research now with the internet. I ain't giving nobody no plugs. Say no, I'm joking. But again, you gotta do your research, man.
You gotta do your research, but you also gotta understand how the players move. Right? Y'all talked about chess and checkers earlier, right?
Right.
So banks are not really in the business of. They're in the business of lending money, but they're not in the business of taking no risk. So when they lend money, they don't want to take a risk. They almost want a sure shot.
Right.
And so a lot of people think the first place they're going to go to raise some money is a bank. Or the first place you probably should go is see your family and friends.
Yeah, tell the listeners your name, man. We got to get up out of here, man.
All right. Camari, Ellis, the Finance Rebel. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah. Y'all was tuned in to Indieevo Radio live on WPPM LP, Philadelphia, 106.5 FM. You can tune into the Indieevo Radio show every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. You know what I mean?
This is not a test. What you are witnessing is live radio 106.5 FM. And this is the Indieevo Radio Show with your host, Mitch Barnes, Kel G,